Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah, Shabbat Shalom, and happy feast of Purim. Let me know if you can hear my voice clearly and see our faces before we begin. All praises are one. Good. Hope everyone is doing good today. Hope everyone is doing wonderful today. Knowing of all the crazy things that are happening out there in the world currently. Shalom, Rebbe.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. So let me get started with the announcements. Tomorrow night, we're not going to be live. We're not going to have any Friday Night Live tomorrow night. We are going to take a break tomorrow night, and but we will be on Saturday for the hangout with the Hebrews
On the prayer line.
Right? And so we are looking forward to seeing you all during that time. But no Friday Night Live, okay? We're taking a break tomorrow night. I'm going to try to remember to send out another reminder. Also, Brother Shay, going to talk about the Passover that's up and coming.
Yes, Mishpachah, upcoming Passover. You should have it in your emails already. If you plan to come, please let us know early ahead of time via email, or you can text one of us, let us know. And in the email, you put your how many people are coming and your location. So, for example, if you're coming from Texas, just say 10 from Texas and the name of your family or the city you're coming from. City, state, and how many members come in. That way we can have an account for that. And the attire, as in the email stated, for Passover, we want to wear white apparel with some silver or gold. You said silver? Silver and
Red.
silver and red.
Silver and red.
Okay, so white, silver, and red is the colors for Passover this year. And then the next day, which is the Shabbat, you can wear spring colors, any spring colors you want for that Shabbat. So, yes, Sister Yasha, gold, no gold, silver and red, white, silver, red. That's the colors that they.
Silver for redemption, and red for the sufferation of our King, suffering of our King.
Yeah, hint
Hint of red. We don't want you to be all bloody now, okay?
And again, send the emails. Also, don't forget to send me. I only got 2 emails from 2 Hebrews for music, for songs, because I'm putting together playlist so we can have music with the words and everything.
Put your email in the chat.
brotheroshea@gmail.com. It's very easy. brotheroshea@gmail.com. If you're trying to reach me, that's how you can reach me. brotheroshea@gmail.com. And then I can put the list of songs together. That way we know what we can listen to. Otherwise, I'll play all the songs I like. So let me know what y'all want to hear too, okay? I want to be fair.
Hallelujah. So everybody got it? Everybody got it? That's what we are trying to do. Keep everything in order and look as beautiful as we can for our feast days and to celebrate it with joy. As you know very well, the Passover is normally a solemn time, so there'll be no hip to the hop to the hip type of stuff. All the other stuff will be done the next day. And on that daytime event, Feast of Unleavened Bread, we want to have a wonderful time.
That's right.
We have the whole day, right? So we're looking forward to seeing each and all. Chelsea says, all common letters in your email, Brother O'Shea. Okay, he's going to post it. He's going to post his email address in the chat. So while he's doing that, and we're going to get started, everybody can see what is happening in the middle of the East. Might as well call it Middle Pieces.
Middle of the piece.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse, and that little place called the Strait of Hormuz, they said it's a narrow area that a person can swim across with no problem. And the majority of goods passes through that place that reaches Europe and the rest of the world. Otherwise, they're going to have to go the opposite direction through the Pacific Ocean, all the way come through the Panama Canal, and that's going to drive the cost of a lot of things up. Okay? Then we're talking about the American economy pegged to the petrodollar. The petrodollars, right? Meaning that America's finances or economy runs through Saudi Arabia, UAE, those places. So if that place, and a lot of people are already scrambling to get out, if that place get more disrupted, it's going to be a mess. Most of that region depends on desalination of water.
Yeah.
They take the salt water, they run it through machines, and remove the salt so that they can have drinking water. If not, within weeks, that place is going to be in trouble. Europe needs the goods that's coming through that area. So now they're looking to bring the Kurds in. And I don't understand why the Kurds don't see that they're being used. They're disposable, right? They're being used, expendable. They're used, and then, they're always promised their own homeland, but they never can get a homeland. Why? Because the people are always using them. So that's one event. Now, from the latest reports, the Israelis are driving the people in southern Lebanon out, sending them north. The radicals are saying, the radicals in the Knesset is saying they're going to flatten the place like Gaza. That means that they're planning on taking all of that. This is their chance to take all the greater Israel that they've been talking about. They're looking to do it, but they need help. They need to first they learn all about which, because the Arabs have different tribes. There are a whole bunch of different tribes and affiliations and stuff. So they're saying, okay, you don't like that guy over there, go get him. The CIA is over there setting things up, go get him. And you don't like that dude over there, go get him.
Oh, yeah.
Giving everybody an opportunity, arming them, giving them free reign to do whatever it is to create enough chaos so that they can be able to achieve their goals. Now, it makes sense why Venezuela was first on the list to be seized, because that is the largest place for oil, right? Maybe it's a geostrategic move that these people are making where they will cause a new order to happen, a global shift where America is going to gain more power and cripple in China and cripple in all of these places, because the oil will be coming from Venezuela instead of the middle of the East. And the goods and services from the West. So they will be controlling a lot of things. So please keep your eyes open and see what is happening. Things are moving rapidly.
Quickly.
I just saw a report that there's a 4.9, almost a 5.0 earthquake in Louisiana. Okay? So we're praying for Mishpachah down in Louisiana. I hope that you're okay. And that nothing has happened to you or your family. All right? I hope everybody is doing well. So again, no Friday Night Live tomorrow night. And, also, we need to have
The funds.
whatever funds that you're sending in by the 19th,
Yeah, by the
the
19th.
latest,
Yeah.
the 19th of this month, the latest, so we can be able to cover the cost of everything and all the reports in at least by then, so we can have everything. We want to have a really nice time with the Mishpachah, so let us all do this together. Hallelujah. All right, so with that said, Brother Shay is going to give us today's teaching, Purim 2026, the lot of consuming.
Yes, Mishpachah. The lot of consuming. From Xerxes the First to Trump. And I put it that way because we are still under the captivity of these nations. And while we are in captivity, the Most High gave us instructions. And we are living in, I won't even say perilous times, more than perilous times, as we talked about the wars that are escalating over the seas. So let's begin with Esther chapter 9 and verses 24.
Because Haman the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast pur, that is, the lot to consume them and to destroy them.
So nothing new here, Mishpachah, nothing new here. The enemy of all the Jews, not the Jubus, but our brothers and sisters under the banner of the
Southern Kingdom.
Southern Kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi,
Some of Levi.
and some of Levi, under that banner at that time. But overall, the house of Israel has been targeted worldwide because we understand what the prophecies are telling us. So again, this is the lot that they're trying to do to consume us, to destroy us. So once again, we are here to celebrate and to never forget that our enemies are real, because a lot of people think this is fairy tale.
Yeah.
because Christianity has done an excellent job of pacifying and making you feel comfortable while you're dying. So our enemies are real, okay? You can pinch yourself. This is not the Twilight Zone. Our enemies are real. That's why our Messiah says he's coming back to save us from our enemies, plural. We are instructed never to mix with them, marry with them, mingle with them, or to trust them. Let's open up with Deuteronomy chapter 7. This is things that we know, but this is things that we're supposed to instill, to always remember and to never forget. Deuteronomy 7, let me make this bigger, I'll get smaller.
That's good.
Verses 3
Smaller.
to verses, smaller, okay.
Yeah, just a little, right there is good. Yep.
Verses 3 and then verses 6.
Neither shall you make marriages with them. Your daughter you shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall you take unto your son.
Go ahead and read verse 4.
For they will turn away your son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy you suddenly.
Verses 6.
For you are an holy people unto Yahweh your Elohim. Yahweh your Elohim have chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
I think when our people hear this verse, I think it scares them.
Why? Why so?
Okay, half of them get afraid of this verse and they run back into it can't be. The Stockholm syndrome occurs and they go back to Massa to say, you know, we can't be the people of the book. We want to include everybody else. And then the other half, when they realize this, it gets to their head. And then they overdo and overstep when we're supposed to be humble, even understanding who we are. So it's supposed to be a balance, Mishpachah, to understand that we are not supposed to mix with them, mingle with them, because it says we are a holy people. Holy means set apart. And we have to remember that, because he said up in verses 4, for they will turn away your sons and also your daughters from following him. And we keep seeing that the generations being washed out and damaged. Let's look at the book of Sirach, chapter 12. And we're going to read verses 10 and then verses 16.
Never trust your enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
This is plain. We cannot trust our enemy. I think we need to repeat this here on a daily basis, because we forget. Because we may have a nice, friendly neighbor next door. And it's not to say that you can't converse with them or you can't do business with them. But the key word is trust. Mm-hmm. Trust, to put your faith, to put your life, to rely on. We're supposed to be putting our faith and relying on the Most High.
When there's a famine and they get real hungry, they're going to be thinking of different ways to rotisserie you and barbecue you and stew. How much steaks, filet they can get out of you, you know.
Especially with what we're seeing occurring today, we don't know what's going to happen. It is even more important for us to trust in the Most High and not our enemies, okay? Verse 16.
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips.
You can say the best words. It's going to sound good. It's going to make you feel comfortable. And it's full of theology. Don't forget.
Theology.
Yeah. Don't forget in the garden.
It's like salad dressing.
Salad dressing. Oil it up real good. Slip it down your throat. All that word salad. Don't forget in the garden. If Eve and Adam were in the garden, where it was supposed to be the safest place on earth, and still somehow they got, like how they would say,
from the four-legged snake.
Yes,
the four-legged snake
with sweet, smooth words. Okay, continue.
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw you into a pit.
Just like what you were saying.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
And we see today our enemies are not satisfied with blood. The bloodshed is so high. It's like running like rivers all over. The earth is so polluted.
You know what is interesting of what's going on right now in Iran? Yes, there are people who are protesting because you're always going to find segments of your society that will not like the way things are going in their government. I mean, we have it here in America, right? But you don't say, I'm going to invade a country because a small group of people in that country decide to feel a certain way. I mean, if there's a small group of communists here feeling that this country should be communist, should Russia invade or China invade or some communist country invade here because they want to look out for those? It makes no sense. So these people, they use whatever excuse possible because they're all bent on shedding blood. It's just about shedding blood, shedding blood, shedding blood.
Just check to see if it's recorded.
It's recorded.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So the enemy knows exactly what they're doing. They will tell you a whole sob story,
Yeah.
and behind your back they are itching just to get rid of you. And we see it time and time every day. Instead, Mishpachah, we are to strive in keeping the fire burning. This is what we're supposed to be doing, keeping the fire burning, and to always teach our children while living a set-apart life. The world, Mishpachah, is on fire. Today, Purim, along with all the instructed feast days, lives on inside and throughout the seed of our people. This is what we are told to do, instructed to do. So this is why we are keeping this feast day. This is why we celebrate the Shabbat days. This is why we teach our children, our people. As we all know and see, the world is beginning to burn with the end time prophecies. We see it. I don't know if everyone can see what I'm seeing, but I know I'm seeing the prophecies unraveling day by day. And sometimes, yes, you say to yourself, hurry up, Abba. Just come on. But he's going to fulfill all his words. He's going to allow things to play out accordingly. We just have to be patient because he has everything in control. And a lot of us, we don't see the unknown because a lot of us fear the unknown. But that is where the faith comes in, where we're supposed to step up and trust in him. It says, trust in you with all your
Heart.
and lean not unto your own understanding. And that's what we always do, lean out to our own understanding. Okay? The synagogue of Satan is producing and distributing at a high rate to bring about all the things that the prophets warned us about. Is that true?
Absolutely.
These people can't help themselves. No matter what you think or try to say good about them, the wickedness outweighs all of that. They just keep producing and profiting off of wickedness and pushing wickedness. Wars and rumors, woodwoosing and Judaism, with a dash of Christianity, and the surge of artificial intelligence to top it off. And that's what we see. Like you mentioned the other day, where all of these tech guys, for some reason, they have that sodomite spirit in them. And they have these wickedness that they are so bloodthirsty. And you see where all the millions of dollars are going into the tech to bring about an artificial system that we talk about many times that is controlled by the fallen demonic entity, the powers of the air in high places, and these people answer to them. They continue to create wars and rumors of wars. This is what our Messiah says. He says, when you see these things, look up, your redemption draweth nigh.
Check out this list here. Tim Cook, sodomite, CEO of Apple. Megan Smith, advocate for sodomite. Chris Hughes, co-founder of Facebook, sodomites. Joel Simkai for Grinder, same thing. Peter RV, Keith Rabios. I wonder if all these are Jews. Anyway, Leon Pittsford, right, pushing for the Gomorrites. And it keeps going on. In Japan, you got sodomites. London, Taiwan, the same thing. All these tech people are all sodomites.
Mm-hmm. I want to let me pull this up and read this. The book of Daniel, chapter 11. Let's look at Daniel 11. Daniel 11. And we're going to read verse 37. 36 and 37. Let's see. That's what I wanted. Yeah, let's read 36 and 37. Because, I mean, when it comes to prophecies, Mishpachah, a lot of these things are like onion peel or onion layers. There's layers upon layers and it overlaps. Okay? 36.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the Elohim of gods.
Who does that sound like?
What's going on today, these folks? And shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done.
So it will be done. Verses 37.
And neither shall he regard the Elohim of his fathers.
They don't care about nothing Torah.
Nor the desire of women.
And that's what we see with all these guys here.
Nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all.
That's what we're seeing today, Mishpachah. These people, those spirits have attached themselves, and these people have no choice but to obey the demons. And you see the guy right here in the middle, and he's just having a jolly good time, smiling happily.
Remember that movie, I think it's called The Advocate or something like that?
Yes. Yes. All right, read that for me. This is from the AI.
Donald Trump's administration has shown unprecedented support for Israel, often reversing policies to favor Prime Minister Netanyahu, authorizing massive arms sales, which is about $12 billion plus, and bypassing Congress to expedite $4 billion in military aid. As of March 2026, he's actively supporting Israel's military actions, including in Iran.
And we are in what? March 2026, okay? And over here you see, it says, Jerusalem loves you, Trump. Make America great again. And down here it says, congratulations. Agent 47, make Israel great. It says right here, Donald Trump, Israel's greatest president.
Israel's greatest president.
And we talked about this in previous classes.
He's the president of Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, if the people are getting billions of dollars in armament, welfare, and all that beautiful stuff, right? You pay your taxes, they get the benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they can eat all the hummus. Remember, these people didn't have hummus in the Ukraine wherever they came from, but they stole the things from the local people, right? They don't, because gefilte fish.
They brought in their nasty gefilte fish.
Matzo balls.
Yep, dry crackers and tasteless stuff.
Yeah.
But before we get to the present day Mishpachah, let's go back in time to get a simple refresher of our historical record. So we can talk a little about Purim a little bit to fast forward to Purim today, okay? 486 BCE. 486 BCE. That's where we're starting. That's where we're going back to. BCE, for if you don't know, means before Common Era, and BC means before Christ. They mean the same thing. Just the atheists that don't want to deal with Christ, so this says BCE. So it's the same thing, okay? All right, this part of the story recorded is where we are currently headed into. Because when you read the story of the last part of Esther, right, Hadassah, where they have to defend themselves because they are in captivity and they're being sought out, persecuted, and all those things that come with it. This is kind of like the area we find ourselves in today. But the reverse of oppression and the results of Deuteronomy 28 finally coming to an end is very near. This is what we always say. We pray to the Most High to make the time short. This is where the trials of survival shines. So trials and tribulation, the Mishpachah, is at hand. There's no secret rapture. There's no alien spaceship coming to take you away. Every person on this earth is going to face the tragedies, the trials, and the travails that the earth is going to go through. That's what the word says, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's start in the book of Esther, chapter 8. And we can do a little reading and kind of pick the story to kind of glean some things from it.
On that day did King Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto her.
And when you go back to the beginning of the story, I didn't want to start at the beginning. I just wanted to start at this point here. When you go back to the beginning, the Most High allowed Esther to be brought up in the house for this particular reason. He's always working very mysteriously behind the scenes. And we always ask ourselves, why? But at the end of the day, it's always to show that he's the one fully in control. And we have to fully depend on him. So the Jews' enemy, remember that, because it comes into play later on. Continue.
And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
It's kind of like the same thing we see with the Most High and Yeshua having the reins. All power is given to me, and he's the one orchestrating everything in the name of the Father. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. And that story plays out from the beginning all the way to the end. It's clear as day. The same way like when you are at work and your boss gives you the authority to do something in his or her name. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing here. The king took off his ring to seal the deal and gave it to Mordecai. Continue.
And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite, and his device that he had devised against the Jews.
This Esther is playing the role of Israel, falling at the feet of the Messiah. She's crying out. This is what we're supposed to do. But a lot of us are still comfortable in the house of Christianity and all the other forms of idol worship that we talked about in the previous class, which is Egyptology, Buddhists, Masons, Hindus, Rastafarianism, 5%ers, African, a whole bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. We find ourselves trying to fill the void, not understanding that the void that we're supposed to be filling is with the Torah. Okay? So she's playing the role of Israel, falling at the feet of the king to be sought through tears to put away the mischief which Haman the Agagite and his devices that he had devised against the Jews. The way how it's worded here, the device that he had devised against the Jews, we see that in every captivity, somebody's always devising something against us.
Plotting.
It's like we can't win. We just show up, and right away the hate speech and hate stuff just start coming out. You know, I was watching a video somebody posted. I think my brother posted where Israelis or Jewish people, the Jubus, are burning the Israeli flag. Mm-hmm. If it was one of us who was doing that, it would be considered anti-Semitism, right?
As a matter of fact, in Dubai, I think it was noted this morning that they passed a law or made a statement that anyone who posts, any influencer that posts what's going on in Dubai is going to be fined, I think it's like $7,000 or something like that, or go to jail. Let me see if you can find it. Influencers warn they face prison for posting materials about conflict with Iran. See
They're
that?
trying to hush everything up
Yeah.
because the truth is coming out.
$77,000. I wonder why they chose 77,000 US dollars.
See, there's a lot of propaganda going on, and we're gonna touch on that again. So just bring that back up. There's a lot of stuff going on. The same thing that we see right here. Those are part of what you just mentioned here is like a device that was devised against our people. Okay, no difference there. Verse 4, 5, and 6.
Then the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king and said, if it please the king, and if I have found favor in your sight, and the thing seem right before the king, and I be pleasing in his sight, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, which are in all the king's provinces. For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred?
So again, this is Esther or Hadassah playing the role of the whole house of Israel. It says, if it please the king. These are clue notes or clue words or keywords that show us what we're supposed to be doing in these times, these trying times that are coming even more. We're supposed to be pleasing our king.
You have to present yourself to be acceptable before the king. And that is where we fall short. So she made herself as not just beautiful, but humble in spirit. She emptied herself of pride. She kneeled before her king. She asked if it's favorable in your sight, if what I'm saying to you is good, if I am good, try to reverse this thing, because how can I live to see my people destroyed?
That's right.
And she was willing to come to that place and time of humility, which we need to learn. This is really why we are here in this captivity, because of our own pride. We have become very, very stiff-necked and prideful that we think we're all that. And we think just because we are chosen to be the Most High's people that we have privilege.
And that's what I was saying earlier, where some of us, we find out that we are above all people. And that gets to our head, where we're supposed to be humble before our Maker. Verse 6 is basically a taste of the book of Lamentations, where we're trying to cry out for our people. It says, for how can I endure to see the evil that shall come onto my people? Because we can see that every day. Even though the cameras may shift because of various reasons, the wickedness is still happening. We're still having all these abortions. We're still having all the violence out there, the widows, the fatherless, the gang violence. You have all these wicked things still happening. Drugs, it's still happening, Mishpachah. And this is where we're supposed to present ourselves. Verse 7 and verse 8.
Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther, the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman.
I have given Esther the house of Haman,
And him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hand upon the Jews. Write you also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may no man reverse.
No man can reverse it once the Most High steps in. That given the house of Haman is us taking back our kingdom. Okay? That is the reverse of what we're waiting for. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the earth is happy, right?
Yeah.
Is at peace.
Yeah.
Well, when the wickedness reigns, the earth mourns.
Yeah, you have the middle of the pieces. And oil prices going up, and food costs going up, and everybody's miserable.
Yes. So for the writing which is written in the king's name,
You know what's interesting? When another politician comes up and saying, I'm going to give you all peace and low taxes, we should start saying, no, 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 no. Please don't give us peace. Give us war and give us high taxes. Please, we want to elect we're looking to elect someone
Reverse
to give
psychology.
us the worst economy ever, give us high taxes, and give us war, constant war. And maybe we'll get the good, because it seems like when you ask for the good stuff, they give you slop.
Yep.
So we need to ask for slop so that we can get the good stuff.
This is why they always say politicians lie. Because they'll always tell you, yes, we want to give you all the good stuff. And you go, you give them your little votes, which we still must be voting, because none of our people is in authority righteously. And we want to give them votes, and they turn around and oppress us more. Ema, you want to say something? Okay. So for the writing which is written in the king's name, picture. I should ask this question: who has the king's name? Who has the king's name? Us. That's right. We have the king's name. We are named after him. Surname Israel. I have called you. So we are called after him and sealed with the king's ring. May no man reverse. Isaiah 55 and verse 11.
So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Not only is it going to be accomplished, but it's going to prosper. See, when we try to intervene, there's no prosperity in that. It's always failure, because the intentions that we have will always fall short. But with the Most High in control, there's always prosperity. That's a guarantee.
Hallelujah.
All right, verses 9.
Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Shaban, on the 23rd day thereof. And it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants, and the deputies, and the rulers of provinces, which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing, and according to their language.
Now I'm highlighting this part here because I want us to actually remember that it wasn't only in one language we spoke. This is since all the captivities that we've been through in various countries, we have been dispersed all over the globe, all over the world. Like I always says, every crack and crevice and corner, an Israelite, you'll find an Israelite. And you'll say, well, how does this person get over here? It's not happenstance we want to move there, but the Most High put us in these places. Okay? So we are speaking a variety of languages. That's why when you look into like the so-called New Testament and stuff, when the disciples were called and the apostles, they were going out and finding all that spoke these different languages and trying to teach and wake up our people. So it wasn't just like in some people's mind, it was just Greece, and Israel. That's
it, Greek. Yeah. But the book of Acts chapter 2 reveals that Israelites were scattered because the day of Pentecost, time of Pentecost, Shavuot, you had the different speeches and stuff, right?
Yep.
Languages.
All right, verse 10, 11, and 12.
And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by postmen on horseback, and riders on mules, camels, and young dromedaries.
Now imagine today, there's no more horseback riders on mules. I think there's one place in America still that I was watching the other day on YouTube, where there's a donkey that still delivers the mail. Where?
Probably, what is that?
can't
This
remember.
isn't a donkey?
It's a donkey. Or is it a donkey? Is the horse? I think it's a donkey.
Is that like in Colorado, one of those places?
Don't
It
remember.
had to be in somewhere that.
It's somewhere in the mountain range,
Yeah.
Arizona or something like that, where they still deliver the mail by the donkey because of the location.
Yeah.
But I'm bringing this point to say, today everything is just swipe and a push of a button, Wi-Fi, and you get all the information. So today, if the king had to send out information, I mean, he'd been posting it, right? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everybody would know it right away.
Yep.
Today's computer world.
That's
But
computer
imagine
world, yeah.
imagine how long this would take just to get the word across. Horseback, mule, camels, and you got to deal with elements. Verse 11.
Wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city to gather themselves together and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, both little ones and the women, and to take the spoil of them for prey.
And this is where you can see the enemy taking the switch and try to use some of this tactics that was granted here for righteousness, and they want to apply it in the places that they find themselves today. The colonizers, aka the ones that are now going in and setting up their towns, like here in the Carolinas, right?
Yeah.
In New York, New Jersey, all over. They start setting up shop and then putting up their little temples and stuff in the neighborhoods and buying out the neighborhoods and calling it the territories. This is what they're doing, Mishpachah, okay? Verse 12.
Upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, namely, upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar.
So the 13th day of the 12th month. What month are we in?
12th month.
Okay, so if this is the 12th month, this means the first month comes when? Next month. So everything is fluid. This is not December, Mishpachah, okay? This is the month Adar, as we've seen here in the Hebrew months. Verse 13.
The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies.
That's what we are waiting to do, Mishpachah. I know a lot of Hebrews want to take up the sword and start fighting. But the Most High is going to be the one with vengeance, and he will give us a little taste of the action. But we have to be patient. He says, here is the patient of the saints. A lot of us don't want to be patient. So the same way how it was granted for them to defend themselves, we will also have the chance to defend ourselves when that time comes, okay? Verse 14.
So the post that rode upon mules and camels went out, being hastened and pressed on by the king's commandment. And the decree was given at Shushan the palace. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple. And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad.
This is an example of our Messiah. See how he's dressed? The presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, right? With a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple. This all ties back to our dress code, royal priesthood. And when you go back to like the story of Moses, was it Abraham also? I think even in Abraham also, but the story of Moses where he tried to take the crown off the king's head when he was little.
Well, Churchiani say that we're not supposed to have no costly apparel because Paul said it, and definitely no gold. Right, Elder? Yeah. Well, Christiani said no gold, no costly apparel, none of that stuff. You got to wear sheets, bed sheets.
nothing.
The women must be like Aunt Jemima by your side,
Got to be clean.
and the men like Sanford and Son.
No ringing your fingers, nothing like that.
Shabby, just shabby.
Mishpachah, we are a royal priesthood, okay? And our Messiah is coming back with his royal garments likewise. Verse 16 and 17.
The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor.
So this is supposed to be a joyous time. Remembering we're supposed to be happy, festive time. You know, the world have their moments. We have our moments. This is one of our moments, the celebration of us defending, taking back who we are,
As a people.
sustaining life, protecting life, bringing back joy. Okay, verse 17.
And in every province and in every city,
That's wherever you live, in the cities, suburbs, projects, country, mountains, valley, wherever you are. Go ahead.
whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews. For the fear of the Jews fell upon them.
We're going to see this again. We have seen this throughout history. Every time we stand up, we have people who want to join us.
Now, looking at verse 17 again, it says, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came. That's his word. It says, joy followed, feast and a good day.
Hallelujah.
Right? Just think about that allegorically speaking, in the sense of wherever the Torah reaches, we should have a good time. We should be at peace. His word is what gives us the peace, right? But if you notice that places that don't practice the Torah, places that don't have Torah, it's a horrible place. It's like straight up gunslinging ghetto. You think those brothers in the hood, if they had the Torah, they'll be like that? No.
It's called the Badlands.
The Badlands.
The Badlands, where there's no Torah, where there's no law, because anything goes. And like you mentioned, where the law is, joyness and gladness follows. That's why I said
right.
earlier, when the righteous is in authority, the earth is at peace. So peace, real true peace, Mishpachah, is only when the Messiah comes back. Not this
Hallelujah.
false peace that we see that have been set up by the heathen nation, okay? Now, the higher part and many of the people of the land became Jews signifies a lot of these people are going to always try to emulate and come in. This is where you see a lot of converts take place. We see that in history where when Joshua was going to wipe out the nations around, right? Some of them acted like they were close by and became drawers of water and
And you
stuff like
had
that.
also the book of Maccabees.
Maccabees too. Yeah.
Josephus record that a lot of the people try to claim that they are of the tribe of Israel in Samaria, and then when things didn't go so well, now we're not of Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why sometimes when Hebrews got like a barbecue happening and stuff, the heathen will show up and try to be like, try to speak like us and try to hang with us, and you know what I mean, and things of that nature. So they try to emulate so they can fit in as much as possible.
But it says, for the fear of the Jews, because the fear of the Jews fell on them, that's why they tried to become part of us. Okay? And that's what happened throughout all of history. All right, let's jump down to chapter 9 now, verses 1 and 2.
Now in the 12th month, that is the month Adar, on the 13th day of the same, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them.
See, so the Jews, so these people had hoped. They had everything planned out perfect, and it blew up in their face. Backfired in their face. It was like, wait a minute, nothing is happening correctly. And we see right here, we're going to see the same thing happening today, Mishpachah. Continue.
Though it was turned to the contrary, that the Jews had rule over them that hated them.
The Jews ruled over these people. We ruled over. This is a future prophecy that's coming up. We're going to rule over all of those because the enemy is making his compadres, okay, to believe that they're going to beat our Messiah when he comes back. With all the technology, AI and everything, he's going to make you believe that you're going to win. That's why it says he'll be loose for a little season. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And gather all of these nations back to fight. And they're going to think that, yeah, we could win. We have all the tanks, we have everything.
After the 1,000-year rule. Yeah.
Verse 2.
The Jews gathered themselves together in their cities throughout all the provinces of King Ahasuerus to lay hand on such as sought their hurt. And no man could withstand them.
Hallelujah.
For the fear of them fell upon all people.
So again, it's coming. We're going to be able to defend ourselves and not be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, Deuteronomy 28 is still full in effect. And as we are crying out and turning around and repenting and coming back, the Most High is putting us back under his wing of protection. But the moment we step out of under his wing, we go right back into those curses.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fear of us is not upon them. It's the other way around. You hear a little whoop, whoop. Everybody get afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start looking in your rearview mirror. You start worrying about all kinds of stuff.
The thing that comes to mind the most is how willing are we? How willing are we? How much heart do we have invested in our Elohim? That we will do whatsoever he asks us to do, no matter the circumstances, the risks involved, location, whatever. How much, because we saw with the wilderness journey how once we got out, we wanted to go back in. We started to feel a certain type of way. We wanted to be liberated, but at the same time, we want to be part of the heathen. We love that stuff so much, you know. But we have to be the type of people that don't need to be forced to love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should be doing it from our whole heart. Sometimes, like, people are doing things now because there's a gun to their head. Right? There are laws that's going to... If the Most High remove all the laws, statutes, and commandments, will you still follow him? Will you still be holy and set apart? I mean, at what point in time do we truly show that we are with him all the way, no matter what? Right? Because people say, well, the laws are so hard, they couldn't do it. So, he imposed that on the people. And so Jesus came and took all of that away, and now they just have to love him with their heart. Well, so what are you doing? Why are you eating swine? Right? Why are you still doing the things that he opposed? You got your big old Caesar Borgia cross around your neck. You're talking about mixing a little bit of the Buddhists into talking about cosmic Christ and all kinds of foolishness.
Cosmic Christ.
Yeah, the cosmic Christ.
With true love, Mishpachah, comes sacrifice. A lot of us don't want to sacrifice anything. Not the comforts. We're not going to do that. All right, verses 3, 4, and 5.
And all the rules of the provinces and the lieutenants and the deputies and officers of the king helped the Jews.
They help us. See, that's one thing the Most High always show us, favor. Same thing happened in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Go and take all the gold and silver from around about them, break them off, and they're going to give it to you. Thank you. Because it's for you. All this stuff is for you. So everything that's coming into fruition, into play, is going to be on our behalf. The Most High is going to make that happen. We're going to have the favor. So they helped the Jews. Go ahead.
Because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them.
Our Messiah is going to put them in check.
Mm-hmm. For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout all the provinces. For this man, Mordecai, walks greater and greater.
That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, he's like the type of Messiah. Thus the Jews smote, thank you, sis, all their enemies with the stroke of the sword and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them.
So the ball was back into our corner, and we were able to defend ourselves without any restrictions whatsoever. And this is what you call righteous judgment. This is not some fabricated, made up evil plot. This is just pure judgment, okay, for all the wickedness that was done. 17 and 19.
On the 13th day of the month Adar, and on the 14th day of the same rested day.
See, so the time is always mentioned, which is good because we tend to forget dates. We'll always remember the December 25th, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and October 31st, Halloween, Valentine's Day. Give me some more. All of these things we're gonna remember. St. Patrick's Day. We have no reason to be wearing green, but we find our Hebrews out there with clover leaves,
Whatever leaves that they use.
leprechauns, and all kinds of stupid stuff. But when it comes to our stuff, we forget. So it's repetitive. On the 13th day of the month Adar, on the 14th day, right?
Of the same rested day.
So on the Shabbat, which is today, a Shabbat, the 14th day.
15. And it made it a day of feasting and gladness.
Sorry, I meant the 15th day today. The 13th day of the month Adar, 14th day, the same day they
was the
rested.
14th. This is the 15th.
15, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Continue.
Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in unwalled towns.
So these are places that had no big walls. There wasn't no cities. Suburbs, country, outback. Go ahead.
And made the 14th day of the month of Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another.
So today, like a day like yesterday and today, we could be sending gifts to each other. We can buy each other gifts. We can celebrate with each other. This is when you have a nice, good barbecue, right? You get the grill fired up, get some good music. You enjoy company with brothers and sisters, and you enjoy the day.
Is that what Brother Yehuda is doing right now? Getting that grill ready?
You can ask him.
Brother Yehuda, you got the grill ready? Gladness and feasting and a good day, and of sending portions one to another.
Verse 21 and 22 now.
To establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month of Adar, and the 15th of the same yearly.
So this is why we do this. So for the newcomers or for the younger ones, understanding this is part of our legacy and our history. This is not one of the major feasts as found in Leviticus 23, but this is something reminding us of one of the captivities that we found ourselves in coming out. The same way how they have Juneteenth, right? And we want to celebrate that so badly, but we really have a real celebration here we don't know about.
Then we got Milk Day, MLK, Milk.
Yeah, MLK. So these are things that we have to relearn, okay? Verse 22.
As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy,
Hallelujah.
and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending portions one to another, and gifts to the poor.
So if you want to know what Purim is all about, this is what it's about, okay? Keeping it in simple terms. We're supposed to celebrate, enjoy the time with each other, while we are learning the Torah and sending gifts to each other in celebration to
Hallelujah.
us sustaining life, turning the day of sorrow into the day of joy.
And why is that a problem?
That's the beautiful thing.
It's having a couple of days off just to hang out and cook and give gifts and open your gifts. This will be our Hebrew setup. Ding, 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 ding.
Try to find the right words. Gift giving day.
Our Mary Mary. This is our Hebrew Mary Mary.
Without
without the snow. Without the snow.
well,
What, Elder? Without the eggnog.
without the Christmas tree,
without the tree.
without all that
Without
garbage.
the mistletoe.
Everything natural.
Well, it has to be natural. Yeah, nobody's missing a toe. That's right.
Verse 26 and 27,
Wherefore they call these days Purim, after the day of Pur,
which means what?
lot.
And what is a lot?
Your place, your allotment, your place. Therefore, all the words of this letter and of that which they had seen concerning this matter, and which had come unto them, the Jews ordained and took upon them, and upon their seed, and upon all such as join themselves unto them, so as it should not fail, that they should keep these 2 days according to their writing, and according to their appointed time every year.
So the according to their appointed time is just saying this was added on to the feast days to be a part to celebrate also.
An extended.
Right. Because like today is a Shabbat, it falls the next the it starts the day before and it continues on the Shabbat. So it just continues, okay? Verses 31 and 32.
to confirm these days of Purim in their times appointed, according as Mordecai the Jew and Esther the queen had enjoined themselves, and as they had decreed for themselves and for their seed, the matters of the fasting and their cry.
Now, before all of the celebrating and the good times and the joy singing, there were days of fasting and crying. There was a lot of crying going on because we don't know the outcome. The enemy always trying to destroy us.
Wipe us out.
Every time we look around, there's a bounty out. There is laws written against us. I mean, Haman pulled the same card. We read it the other day. Talk about you have these people who don't follow your laws, who do their own thing, who worship their own God, blah 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 blah. Go down
Same
the
thing in
list.
the book of Judith.
Judith, same thing in Daniel. Every captivity you see that. Egypt, the same thing. In chapter 1, verse 1, I think verse 2 or 3, there arose a king that didn't know Joseph.
I remember years ago, and I've spoken about this. I took a little vacation break, which I rarely do, and went to the beach. And as I was coming back, I stopped at this gift shop, where they have T-shirts and stuff to buy some T-shirts to give to my family and stuff like that. And when I stopped in there, and I took the items and stuff, I went up to the cashier to pay for those items, and I heard his accent. And I says, "Are you Jewish? Are you Israeli?" He says, "Yeah." And I showed him my zitzits. Now, before I did this, I'd ask him to use the bathroom because, driving from a distance and stuff. And he says, "Well, the bathroom is not working." So I figured that, they don't want anyone to use the bathroom. So when he saw the zitzits, the guy ran from behind the counter and says, "Oh man, I'm sorry. The bathroom really isn't working." And he ran around the store trying to give me free gifts. Free gifts. And he was apologizing. Then he called his co-worker in the back somewhere to come and see this guy who was wearing the zits and stuff. And it's like he felt like he knew who the real Israelites were. He don't have anything on. He just got a speech. He's an Israeli.
Yeah.
Right? Former IDF.
Yep.
Right? And then, so I bought the gifts. I'm leaving the store, trying to head to the car. The guy followed me out of the store.
Like a lost puppy.
Trying to talk, and then he's talking about where do we fellowship and everything else. I just says, well, we fellowship so and so. I didn't give away the business, right? I give him a detour sign, right?
He broke his heart.
And he's following me, and he's talking about he wants to study Kabbalah and so forth, or this, that, and I told him, well, you can go knock yourself out. But he's smoking. I says, "What are you smoking?" The Torah doesn't forbids us to pull. He says, "Well, when I was in the military, I didn't want to go, but I was in there, and I got all these bad things happen to me, and I'm doing this, that, and the other. I said, okay, well, shalom alaikum, and I just left him there. You know, but the guy followed me all the way to the car. He gave me saltwater taffies and all kinds of stuff, like loaded it up. I says, well, hey, all praises to the Most High. But it goes to show our identity. If we hold on to the things that is true, the Most High will show favor unto us.
Sister Joycelyn says, so Joycelyn says he was looking for a blessing.
Looking for a blessing? Well, I couldn't rub his head. There's no blessing there. So I just wish him all the best and just kept it moving. That's it.
Like I always said, Mishpachah, I don't know if you all have ever tried this before, but if you go to those kiosks or if you ever come in contact with,
like in the malls
or wherever it is, and you can ask them for yourself. Says, are you an Israelite? They will says, no, we're Israelis. And you ask them, well, why are you not an Israelite? They'll tell you that they're converts. They'll tell you out of their own mouth. So that tells you that they are not the people of the book, okay? All the time. So again, verse 32.
And the decree of Esther confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written in the book.
So in this book we call Esther is where we find a historical record of how and why we celebrate Purim and what it's all about.
I don't know if you have it, but can you pull up Purim 2026 on the internet and just go to images so that the Mishpachah can see, for those who haven't seen it before, that Purim, and you can click on any one, is basically the Jewish or Ashkenazim Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, that's what they do. They dress up.
It is the Jewish Halloween or Jewish carnival, and Esther didn't dress like this.
Nope.
You know, Mordecai didn't dress up like this. Look at all that foolery. Look at all of that foolery, right? And just type in Tel Aviv, and you'll see greater abominations. Clown show, yeah, that's right, Elder. Greater abominations. Look at all that foolishness.
Huh?
You want to say something, Ima? And before we close up.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I forget. Okay. I'll find that Ima, and when I close, I'll play that one. Okay. But these are some of the pictures, Mishpachah. You can look it up yourself. This is their Halloween. Look, see.
Look at that. All types of foolishness. Mardi Gras. That's the Jewish Mardi Gras.
You want to make it bigger?
Look at all of that. Bodysuits and Popeye the Sailor Man and butterflies.
This guy's supposed to be a brand of alcohol.
All types of foolery.
Jaegers. And these supposed to be the people of the book? No, these are not the people of the book. Let's go back over here. See, Ema wanted to see some stuff. See right there, Ema?
Glow party. Look at that. Candlelit mystical feast with DJ Zanzuri.
It sounds like when Moses and Joshua stepped away, this is what happened.
See that? Tuesday the 3rd. See that? It's madness with all kinds of glitter and stuff. You come home smelling like sweat and all kinds of nonsense and glitter all over your body.
So again, Mishpachah, this is why we're celebrating the Feast of Purim, okay? So now we fast forward to present day. Let's look at 2 Peter 3 and verses 4. Go all the way up here.
2 Peter 3 and verses 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Now I'll pause it a minute. Everything continues the same, right? And we have this question throughout the generations as of recently. Well, you're always talking about the return of the Messiah. You're always talking about last days, end times. And I could honestly say in the past 10 years, I won't even say 20, 10 years, like These 10 years have went by so fast, I don't even know where they went.
Yeah, some folks were in Venice Church. They sold all that they had. And then when they joined to become Hebrew Israelites, woke up to be Israelites, they go on the rooftop looking for UFOs. So they're losing their hope because everywhere they go, they're told it's the end times, and when something don't happen, Desert Storm was the last days. Ukraine is the last days. Every time it's the last days. Brother Yona, what are you guys talking about this last days?
The last days, our Messiah gave us a clue. And it's a very good clue. But a lot of us don't go back to read to get the understanding, to put the puzzle pieces together. Let me see in the chat. I'm asked the question, what is one of the biggest clues the Messiah said in the last days? One of the biggest things he said. What is one of the biggest things the Messiah said that would happen in the last days? That we know that we're in the last days, because we keep saying that.
The hearts will be failing, marrying, giving in marriage.
That's right,
Like the
Ema.
days. Remember Lot's wife?
The days of Noah and the days of Lot. That is the two main key factors there.
And in the days of Noah, there was a lot of fallen angels, technology, corruption that was going on. And that's what's happening now. The fallen angels are speaking to the people through different ways. I mean, look at the whole CERN apparatus, that whole thing, the ceremonies that went on with that,
Yep.
with the CERN, with the tunnels that they had. Where was it? In Switzerland or Sweden? One of them places? Switzerland, right? Where they had all kinds of demonic rituals that happened there. I mean, the whole thing is designed to conjure up spirits.
Yeah. Oh, now, all the answers you guys in the chat are saying are good. But when you look at the answers you guys are saying, for the past 30 years, we've been seeing exactly those things right there. We've been hearing about wars and rumors for a long time. There have been plenty of earthquakes in many places. Knowledge has been increasing to the fact now that the internet, I'm working on a class on that, it's so crazy how information is like this at the snap of your fingers, right? The generations have lost their mind, and destruction that we see everywhere. But what separates it, Mishpachah, is the days of Noah and Lot. And it's also a very important key to remember, because a lot of people will say, well, how do we know that the flood happened and all these different things happened? Our Messiah talked about it.
And there's so much archaeological evidence showing the ark. And years ago, there was a guy by the name of Ron Wyatt who went to Turkey and found remnants of the ark. And a lot of people didn't really believe what he was saying. Now they're going back over and checking the stuff and they're saying, yeah, this looks like because it's one of the mountains of Ararat. It's not saying Mount Ararat, but one of the mountains. Ararat is a location, and there are many mountains in that location.
Yeah.
So they are finding evidences. They found evidences of Egyptian chariots
With the wheels.
and all that stuff. They're
Yep.
finding evidences of the mountain scorched with fire, where our Elohim spoke to our people. They found evidences of a type of cow, the oxen with the horn that is only found in Egypt. In that location, so they can see the evidences. And there was one guy many years ago. He's from Puerto Rico, and he's a teacher. Well, actually, he's from Puerto Rico, lives in Florida. Rico Cortez. He's a Messianic teacher, and he once stated, and I spoke to him directly many years ago, and he made a comment because he was speaking to a bunch of Gentile folks, and he says, the Israelites are black, right?
He was not white, sorry. And they were dark skinned. Egyptians, hello? Ethiopians, you with me? Jeremiah, black. So they can hide amongst the people. I know you'll be shocked, but Moses was not blue eye and blonde hair. So I already ruined that for you. Yeshua either. Okay? But it really doesn't matter. Who cares as long as they serve Yahweh and they keep the Torah, right? Isn't that what matters? Okay?
Because they found evidences from the bones and stuff in the desert. And the people were surprised. So when I reached out to Rico and I spoke to him, I says, Rico, why don't you try to reach our people? He says, Yona, that's for you to do. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I was during a lunch break at work, came out, went to my phone, called him up and says, hey, Rico, so-and-so. And he says, well, that's for you to do. Mm-hmm. It's like, you have a platform.
You won't do it because
you got a platform.
You get canceled.
Tell the people the truth.
He don't want to put a hit out on his own self.
But he goes to Israel. He does a lot of tours and stuff. But he teaches a lot of the Israeli police hand-to-hand combat. He's an expert in that. And I don't know why he's doing that, because those same people come over here and harass our people.
All right, the Board of Peace. This board doesn't look anything peaceful with these people. Ella, you call them organized crime?
Organized crime.
Read that for me.
Someday I won't be here.
This is Trump speaking.
Uh-oh. The United Nations will be, I think it's going to be much stronger. The Board of Peace is going to almost be looking over the United Nations and making sure it runs properly. Trump said, adding that they will be working very closely with the United Nations. That don't make any sense, because those same people are part of the United Nations.
But he's saying he handpicked these people to oversee the United Nations, because the United Nations is a separate entity. So he's saying he's in charge now of the United Nations. All these are Catholics.
There's a lot of Arabs up in there. I don't see any Israelis up in there, though. They want to have peace, but the people who creates the wars is not there.
Well, they might be related.
The agitators are not there. Well,
they might be related.
I guess the Israeli president is there.
Yeah.
With the lavender tie.
Yep. All right, let's read 1 Thessalonians 5 and verses 3.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Now, question, Mishpachah, did it say that sudden destruction cometh upon us?
No.
Upon who?
Upon the wicked.
Okay. They're the ones who keep you bawling out for peace and safety, giving you some false hope. We already know when our peace and safety is coming. So when they start yelling peace and safety, what are we supposed to look out for?
Destruction.
Destruction on them. Mm-hmm. Okay? The same way how it travails upon a woman with child, they will not escape. Meaning they won't have a clue. Because you never know when the baby's going to come. But they never know when the Mosai is going to come out and whoop them.
Nobody know the day of the hour.
Grab the mic.
But it's also saying when you talk about as a woman with child, once the baby start coming, you cannot hold it
reverse
back.
it, yeah.
That's right.
There's no coming back.
What about the pills?
So time out. Push him back in.
Suck it up.
It's not going to go back in.
You can't suck it back in?
You cannot go back in, because as soon as coming out,
You sound like an expert, Elder.
Let's see.
Elder, you're an expert. Go ahead.
When the baby is coming out, the place where the baby coming from,
the place. Okay.
the place where the baby was,
Be careful, Elder.
the baby can't go back there because that place is closing out. Because, out, open, and the back is closing.
Uh-oh.
But the
Ima,
baby
you
can't
concur?
Can't go back there
You
again.
concur, Ima? That's it. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
now go back in.
Yes, Mishpachah. So when these people are yelling and bawling about bringing peace, we understand that's a false sense of peace. They're lying to you. Never trust your enemy.
That's right.
Following the money. This is very important because we will understand why we have all these Epstein files going on.
And I heard a new batch is supposed to be released. A new batch
A file?
of the files. Yep.
Why all these wars are funded. Why technology has been funded the way it is. They're building all of these big, vast buildings of.
I have never seen. I mean, growing up, I can't remember a time where there's so much chaos like a time like this. There's just, for some reason, there's just so much chaos in the world,
But yet
locally,
this- yeah.
internationally, so much chaos. Elder.
Yes, the reason for that, because everything has been piled up. Now everything now is releasing. It can't hold. This is the time of revealing everything. Prophecy is fulfilling, because the returning of the Messiah is there, is coming. So before he comes, all this thing will come as it is said in Matthew, Matthew 24.
Luke 21.
Luke 21. So all these prophecies, family, whether we believe it or we don't believe it, we can't stop it. It has
Absolutely.
to come.
Give my email.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if you look at this, you will notice that they're very rich people.
Yes.
This is one of the signs that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Place rich, people rich.
Well,
Wealth was high, but the people were wicked, exceedingly wicked.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they were building different, they build up high and they build all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So that is one, when you look at that, don't look at just this, look at the finances and the amount of money and the amount of wealth that goes into this and the kind of people that had it.
Yeah. So again, some may say it's distraction, some may say it's not, but it all ties back into the prophets. No matter how you try to spin it, it always ties back to what the prophets spoke about. Because like Ema Elder says, it's a time of revealing, okay? Now, we have to follow the money to know how all of this plays into play.
Money move everything.
Read that for me, Reggie.
Redacted Jeffrey E's connections span the highest level of global finance.
The highest levels of global finances. Then we read somewhere that talks about spiritual wickedness in high places.
High places.
And how the devil took our Messiah up to the highest spot and showed him all the glory of the world.
That's right.
Okay.
Showing all the
All the glory. Politics, academia, and entertainment acting as a nexus between disparate, influential circles.
Okay, so not only in politics, but in schools. This is what you call universities. When you go to universities to influence the up and coming generation, the young minds. Entertainment, where we see the music, sports. We talked about the other past Friday nights, right? Celebrities, acting. Go ahead. Continue his network.
His network was built on a combination of immense wealth, calculated philanthropy, and a social circle cultivated by his associate Ghislaine Maxwell.
Isn't a philanthropist supposed to be something good?
Supposed to be.
Like
For
helping
the sake of the people, to help people
helping
out.
people out?
Life, yeah.
Okay.
Which allowed him to maintain access to powerful figures even after his 2008 sex offender conviction.
So money talks. Even though he was put on this list,
They said that when he was found guilty the first time, they put one of those house arrest things on his ankle bracelet, and he would go out throughout the day wherever he wanted to go, but he had to report back in at night. It was almost like an Andy Griffith show, where to let the guy out, the drunk, throughout the day, and at nighttime he comes in and sleep in a cell. That's the type of deal he got. I mean, that's a great deal he got.
Otis.
Go back. It was Otis.
Otis.
I tell you, man, money, stench of money.
All right. This is Mr. Epstein's network, right? A dead man. Well, a so-called dead man, because we didn't see the body. There's no funeral. $560 million.
That's like almost more than $500 million. I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Read that for me over there.
New York Times, Jeffrey Epstein's money mingled with Silicon Valley's startup. The disgraced financier regularly courted tech industry figures not just for their prestige, but also for access to promising companies.
So all of these tech guys that come up to with technologies that we see with Palantir, we see with Amazon, we see with Google, all those different companies, he had his hand in it financially. Remember, he was like their money guru person. He'd go to the companies and show them how to double down and make their monies on unjust weights and measures, meaning deceitfully. That's how these people operate. Go ahead and read that one.
The grandson of Jewish immigrants, Epstein was raised in Brooklyn.
See, so he was one of those Jubus from that had the tunnels.
Where he excelled in math and graduated from high school early, briefly attending Cooper Union and New York University. According to published reports over the years by multiple news outlets, some citing court documents.
So we see the connections there with the family, Mishpachah, okay? All right, and this is the guy that he allegedly worked with, according to what they would say.
I think that was his trainer.
Yes, this guy right here. Go ahead, read that.
Leslie Wexner, the billionaire founder of L Brands and the Wexner Foundation, has faced scrutiny over his deep financial ties to Jeffrey Epstein and his extensive funding of pro-Israel causes, with reports suggesting connections to Israeli intelligence circles.
See, so all the money that they're making. Somebody look up for me. I can't remember the names of the companies he owned. I think it's like the makeup companies and somebody in the chat, look up Wexner and see what companies he owned again. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Brother Barry, that's correct. I was just about to point that out. The red Kabbalah string around his arm is his hand, wrist.
I'm glad you see that. Yep.
Yeah. For more than a decade, Epstein was Wexner's personal money manager and business advisor, making hundreds of millions of dollars managing Wexner's billions.
Let me see if I find that.
What you trying to get? I'll get it for you. What do you need?
Wexner companies.
Wexner.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Victoria's Secrets, Bath and Body Works, Abercrombie and Fitch.
So every time you go to Bath and
White Barn Candle Company, and La Senza. There's a whole.
You go to Victoria to get the secrets. You're financing this guy right here.
And if you notice, these link with the models and the nice sweet smells. So you follow the money. So these are operation of laundering money, funding all these groups out there for Israeli intelligence. We see it right here before your eyes, okay? Continuing, following the money. Over here it says, files reveal Epstein was offered a chance to buy the U.S. Pentagon, the FBI buildings. So he had the money to buy the building. And there's more sources on this.
Epstein was offered chance to buy the Pentagon and the FBI buildings. So who was giving him the money to buy it?
Those that pushing him.
Behind the scenes, the unnamed ones. Read out for me.
The U.S. military industrial complex involves hundreds of billions in annual spending, with the proposed 2024 Pentagon budget reaching $886 billion, more than double the inflation-adjusted amount from Eisenhower's 1961 warning. Top contractors like Lockheed Martin, 313 billion, and RTX 145 billion, secured hundreds of billions in contracts from 2020 to 2024.
Just to fund a war. Imagine that. All of these billions of dollars. If they would turn around and actually build homes for the people, set up free medical coverage for the people, all paid, dental, vision, all the good stuff.
They're the only people on Elohim's green earth that for some reason all it can do is escalate violence in the earth. They perfect violence. They know how to increase it. They see a need for it. There's also an excuse for it. They don't know anything about true peace. All the other types of people in the world are interested in just being left alone. They might have, everybody has a little bit of violence here and there. We're not disputing that. But people who perfect the art of warfare, right? Death. So you made a bomb that can destroy the earth, right? Or destroy a city. And you're not happy with that? Like, you know what? We're done.
Well, you want to go further?
Let's just leave that alone. We see that we can do it. Let's just leave it alone. No. We want to make it 5 times more dangerous than before.
And on top of that,
Then 100 times more.
We want to add a virus to it too.
We're trying to find the most destructive ways, right? And try to contain that.
Is any end of greed?
Elder, it's a type of psychology that only the Most High can sit us down and explain to us.
That's why I said in that lesson, they can't help themselves. These spirits whisper in their ears. Remember we talked about in just picture inside the head, and I have an illustration. One of these days I'll share it, where you have the chairs sitting around in the head and the spirits sitting around and talking in the head. They can't help themselves. So
it's a mystery. It's really, and that's right. So Lakeisha, they're insane.
Trying to nuke the moon.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of these articles here.
And you know it's funny. We have the sun. They spray the skies to block the sun, but they have a technology to create a sun.
Yeah.
Does it make any sense? You want to block the sun. You don't have to spend any money, right, to build a sun, but you want to block the sun. And then you turn around, you want to make a small sun for energy. Tell me if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Because they want to be like the Most High. They want to control the elements. And the Most High says, as long as you see the sun shining and the moon and the stars, the seed of Israel, that's what they're trying to get rid of. They're trying to get rid of us. And they can't get rid of us because these elements are there. So they're going to try and do everything to be like the Most High. Yes, Ima.
Trying to deceive people saying they want to block the S-U-N. But I believe they want to block the S-O-N.
That too.
Because they know that he's coming. And it'll be terrible.
When he here says, I think they're running out of wicked ideas.
Yeah, they have to be wiped out. But if Israel loves, remember, the book of Joshua says that there was a list, a chopping board list. And because of dumb Israelites, they made a deal, and then the people that were supposed to be removed stayed with us. Because of dumb Israelites, they're going to be mixed up with these same people and make deals.
Yep, make leagues with them.
How can we get rid of a problem if we continue to not be separate from them? How does that work, Elder? You want to say something?
Yes, very short. These people, the Lord give them a set time to allow them to do what they are doing. Because the prophecy already tell us exactly what is going on. Now, all we have to do is to believe and come to our Savior and walk, follow Him and keep His commandments.
That's too hard. That's too hard.
It's too hard for some people. But for those who believe, that's what we have to do, because the scriptures say, few that are going to believe. and few that are going to be saved. Broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many will be there.
That's right. Thank you, Elder.
All right, let's look at some news here. Read that for me there.
Trump's big, beautiful bill is a huge win for the military-industrial complex. That's the headline.
And this is just to show you, is a huge win for the military-industrial complex. Why? Because this is how America makes its money, by the funding of wars.
And after they're finished with the airplanes, I mean, the airplanes are still good. They just park them in a desert. That's all they do. They just park the things instead of trying to do like Cuba. You know, in Cuba, they got cars from 1945 and 50, whatever it is, and they're recycling that thing over and over and over and over. Why can't they do the same thing? They're talking about saving the planet. Well, that's the best way to save it. Right?
Yep.
Oh, it's not safe. We have better technology. Well, why don't you just recycle those things? Use the steel from that.
All
then.
of these cars out there, what they'll do is take it, they'll crush it back up and make something else. Why they can't give it to the people? All this money you have, you can give a family a house, a car, medical coverage, everything they need. Proper education, real education, not this junk that they have there, right? Skills, teach them trades and stuff. Nope. Nope. That won't happen. The other one.
Palantir, the all-seeing tech giant. The company's data mining tools are used by spies and the military. Are they now being turned on Americans?
We have seen that in time past. I'm going to bring out some more stuff later on about this here to show you all some more wickedness.
Hey, check that dude's his hairstyle.
Yeah.
How many of y'all sisters like this type of hairstyle? Maybe y'all seen it, Brother O'Shea, sometime.
No sir, no sir.
Huh? I mean, that is a hairstyle of success and brilliancy. Brilliancy.
That's a person that can't sleep, mad.
A smooth face and your hair is all over the place.
Crazy.
No. It's a sign of that you're brilliant, very intelligent, sophisticated.
A high IQ.
Highest IQ. Come on, sisters. Y'all want y'all looking for what do you call this kind of guy that Kevin Samuels talk about? A what? A high value man. Isn't that a high value man?
I was gonna play the video with the guy again.
This guy. Oh, no. What's that, Nima? Yeah. No, don't play it.
No, I got some. You know something? No, I'll play something else. No, I'll wait till Hebrew Hangout to play that one.
Yeah,
I got something for y'all to play later.
Palantir, financed by Epstein, fueled by Thiel, killing in Gaza and spying on you.
Isn't he the one that talking about the Antichrist over here?
Yeah.
You see all these guys all sit around. These are the ones that are Confederate. They sit around in their nice little council over here. See? All these guys over here on the big screen. Read that for me right here.
Palantir took Epstein's money, Thiel's backing, and Trump's blessing to build an AI war machine.
Another war machine.
If Gaza is a testing ground, America's next. Are we ready to fight back?
They're telling you, Mishpachah, that Gaza is a testing ground. That's why they allow the AI to choose when to bomb, who to bomb, where to bomb in Gaza. Because they're funding billions through this military-industrial complex here. America at war. Now look at this little map here. These are the current wars that are happening. Now, they cleverly didn't place it as wars because they say America is not at war. But when troops are deployed, bombs are going off, and people are dying, and an invasion is happening, is that the definition of war or not? So we have them going into Mexico with the cartels. Didn't they just kill like one of the cartel leaders?
Mm-hmm.
And people are reporting that they're worried about the cartels putting bombs on the borders by Arizona, New Mexico, California, Texas, all that area that they're worried about right now because they took this guy out, went down into Venezuela, kidnapped the two people, and we don't hear nothing about them no more. Right? They took them out, and you don't know what happened to them. Now
And
they're in Ecuador.
Ecuador.
They're down there talking about they're enforcing drugs, trying to continue the same thing they're doing in Mexico. We know that's a lie. They're all the way down in Gaza. See the arrow?
Mm-hmm.
The arrow is covered by what? The Israeli flag. Because Israel is the one in going through that day. They blocked Cuba. Talk about they don't want Cuba to have any more oil.
And that's sad because Cuba is being strangled right now, and that place has suffered so much.
One of the best
So
places
much.
I've heard. Somebody in the chat tell me if I'm wrong. They say Cuba is one of the best places for medical treatment. One of the top places for medical treatment. A lot of people go there and they get a lot of cures and stuff quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why they're trying to shut that place down.
Any plans that have any of the countries that is aligned with China, they're going to do that because China is getting ready to be in the mix. They're getting ready to strangle.
You're saying what again? Repeat it again, Ema. We didn't
I
hear
say
you.
any of the countries that
Uh-huh.
are aligned with China, all those they call it countries,
The communist countries.
communist countries,
Mhm.
and getting oil from the other countries that is aligned with China.
Mhm.
They're strangling them because they're going to strangle Canada, China
Mhm.
later coming up.
Yeah, and Canada has been
That's
making a
really
lot
good.
of big deals with China, directly with China. And so, hey, the president said that he wants to get a lot of these countries. He's going to take them. He's talking about taking Cuba. Greenland is still in play,
In Canada.
and Canada is still in play,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So,
Brother Miles, I think that person you got an IV from, he probably was from Cuba, but he's no doctor. We see Somalia, we see Yemen, Syria, and now Iran, and we have showed you plenty of videos. How Bibi has been planning to deal with Iran for a long, long time. He's been dealing with Iran for a very, very long time. What happened? Okay. And down here you see Agent 47 says, proud to be the president of what? But when you look over here, what it says?
Donald Trump, warmonger in chief.
Because he's doing all of these different types of wars that is going on right now.
Hexet says U.S. just getting started in Iran war as conflict intensifies and spreads.
And when you dig into this, Mr. Picard, they're telling us this is going to be a long war. This is, Trump says, it's going to go in, we're going to take
4
care of
weeks.
this. 4 weeks, we're going to handle this real quick.
Just 4 weeks to 5 weeks tops. Go in real quick, get out.
And then they fuel it with a lot of propaganda talking about this person got killed and they're taking out these people and all kinds of stuff. But there's no bodies, there's no proof. And they're trying to stop people from actually filming like you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Filming
That's what's in the news.
the true stuff that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Too expensive. Read that for me.
Americans fret over gas prices as Iran war widens.
What is gas price right now? Because I remember I told you guys 3 days ago, it was $2.59. What is gas price right now? Gas price in Georgia. Let's see.
$4 over
Gas
$3.50.
price.
And you know what? When the price of gas go up, the price of bread, the price of eggs,
$3.12.
the price of milk, the price of all goods and services go up, right? Because they have to compensate, and they're going to pass those costs to the consumer. So we are always the one hurt, but yet these gold-plated nincompoops that live down in Florida, for some reason, they think that they can, that they're insulated from all these things until the pitchforks. When the people are fed up enough, they'll be pitchforks looking for Frankenstein, and they'll be surrounding his castle pretty soon. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you might see some gold wig hanging from a post somewhere in Florida. You know what I mean? So,
Mishpachah, what are we to do? What are we to do in these times?
Watch and pray.
That's the key. I'll watch and pray. Now, while we're watching and praying,
Repent.
my advice to everyone, because we don't know, the unknown is not something that we want to be afraid of, but it's something that you be wise and you prepare yourself and your homes. You prepare your homes to be self-sustainable. What do I mean by that? Self-sustainable. If you can afford ways of having electricity on your own, which is solar system, things of that nature.
no, they want you to have that, and then they want your address.
Generators.
They want you to have that, and your address to be given out. Continue.
They want your address?
No.
Okay. Self-sustainable, meaning that you have the ability to be off the grid. Whether it's, if you don't want to have electricity, that's fine. But if you want to have your refrigerator to have your drinks cold, a fan to blow the air or air condition, lights, to have those sorts of comforts. I'm not talking about Wi-Fi and all these different things. We're talking about the bare necessities in times of war that we find ourselves in right now. Okay? Think about those things that you can do for your own homes. Stock up on water and filters of various methods of purification. So you have filtration systems, tablets, straws. There's a whole lot of different ways that you can purify water. Means of boiling water, having fire, these different things. Containers to stock up on water, your own water.
Or at least a well.
At least a well, okay? Well pump, these different things manually. So if there's no power, you can draw the water up your own self. Rice, flour, oil, sugar, salt, beans, and much needed seeds. You want to see something, Ema?
Yes, thank you. This morning I was thinking about like planting potatoes, especially white potatoes. Make sure you have salt in your house. Oil is something good. If you have the oil, even if you don't have, you run off the rice, so you could go and dig a potato and plant it for the farm. But plant some white potatoes, plant some sweet potatoes if you can. Yes, do some planting, because you could get a box or a bucket or something and plant something in it, and have food in case of emergency if you run out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brother Miles, I'm going to do another class on preparation again, a refresher, update on different things that are out there. But these are things for our people to do within your families, where you are, in whatever country you find yourself in. This is not only about America or Canada or Africa or UK. This is all over Ireland, South America. This is everywhere you are. You want to prepare yourself, because when these things start to shut down, remember we had the little worldwide test and people was fighting over toilet paper. That was just a test. So think about these things: rice, flour, oil, because you don't need potato chips. If you have potatoes, you can make your own chips. If you have oil, you can fry your own chips. If you have flour, you can make your own bread. Learn to do these things on your own. Beans, you could make a lot of things out of beans.
That's right.
Okay? Canned goods will be the step below the rice, the flour, and stuff, because you want to have things as fresh as possible. But having some canned goods is also good to have, and your first aid kits and medical supplies. For those of you who have medical issues or need certain things to sustain your life, make sure you have what you need. Make your own little hospital in your house, like your own little first aid room. That way, if you injure yourself or someone is injured, you can have the things needed to treat yourself, treat your families, take care of the things you need. Okay, because we don't know what is going to happen. Cash on hand, because when the ATMs go down, you can have something to barter. You can use canned goods as bartering to your neighbors next door or someone, alcohol for first aid supplies, different things you can barter. So think along those lines. This is not a movie, Mishpachah. This is reality that's happening in our time now. If you have been through natural disasters such as hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, blizzards, whatever that has happened and you weren't prepared, please make sure you're prepared at these times, okay? Download important files to your external hard drive in case you want to do your researches. Get books, because once the power goes off, you can have access to know how to do things. Maps. Instead of the GPS, go back to the old ways of having maps so you can know how to get from point A to point B and so forth. This is just a brief little summary of what are we to do when the lights go out, when things happen, in case invasion, bombs drop, natural disasters. We don't know, Mishpachah. But we want to be like the 5 that were wise, that had oil in their lamps. We don't want to be like the 5 that were foolish, who sat around and just relaxed themselves and says, whatever. We don't want to be like that, okay? All right, the last slide here we have for today. Most High keeps his word, but we have to do our part. Ecclesiasticus 34, verse 14 and verse 16.
Whoso feareth Yahweh shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope.
For he is his hope. So the Most High understands. Let's pull to the side a minute. Let's look at Psalms 131, and we're going to see that hope. Psalms 131 and verse 3. Because the Most High keeps his word, and when we look at what he has put throughout the prophecies, he's told the prophets what to say. And David was also a type of prophet. Psalms 131 and verse 3.
Let Israel hope in Yahweh from henceforth and forever.
This is where our hope's supposed to be. From the beginning of time all the way to where we can't even see. We're supposed to always be hoping in Israel.
Hey, Brother Miles, can you post what type of, what do you suggest as far as the ham radio in a chat? Okay, perhaps that can help others to know what to look for. Sirach 34 and 16. For the eyes of you are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay. A defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon. A preservation from stumbling and an help from falling.
So the Most High is all of these things to us. He is first of all, our mighty protection and strong stay. So again, Mishpachah, we are not supposed to be worrying about what will happen when the wicked start to fall and to war against each other.
That's right.
We are supposed to focus on our business, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, because like a hen, he will be the one to put his wings out and to cover us. But if we're not focusing on those things, we won't be covered. It's not to say that we can't be prepared, meaning you get the things you need to sustain yourself while he protects us. I'm not saying you just sit around and be like, oh, well, God is going to protect me. Jesus, take the wheel, right?
It's crazy.
We're not saying that. We're supposed to put our foot down and do the work. But while we're doing that, he's going to be our defense. He's going to cover us. He's going to preserve us, and he's going to help us. Okay?
That's basically it.
Yeah, that's basically all.
That's it. I do have a few questions here. Are you?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I can end it right here.
Yasha says, and you want to pull up that video.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum amount for the funds for Passover? You can send whatever the Most High place on your heart. Okay? You can send whatever the Most High place on your heart. That's between you and Elohim. ME says, how can we tell who is who if we don't know all who is us? It's not for us to know who's who. It's for us to heed the call, right? Like Moses saw the fire that did not consume the bush. We're supposed to have our ears in tune to hear his voice. And he's the one that's going to separate the sheep from the goat. And
She's talking about marrying the heathens.
I've heard the teacher say that many of them will look like European. Yeah, that's correct. A lot of Israelites, because if you're assimilated into a country for many years, you will at many times look like the population around you. And I have family who has family with Indian whose family hails from Asia. I don't know how far back. Yeah, even within my family itself, our dispersion came from all the way in India. There are about 3 major places in India that has Hebrews and has been known to be taken on ships and brought even to different parts of the Caribbean and other parts of the world. Cochin is one, Calcutta is another, and some other places too.
Don't forget, Mishpachah, I keep telling you all.
And our dispersion came from Calcutta, India.
Every crack,
On one side,
crevice, and corner.
father side of the family.
Every crack, crevice, and corner we are in. So when you think that you can't find another Israelite, that means you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because the Most High, just like you tell Elijah, all the examples are there, but we keep trying to find excuses all the time. He will provide, he will send the right people around us. We have to make ourselves available and ready. If we're not ready, what's the sense of sending the people around and we're not ready?
All right, family, we have a video to play for you all. Hit the green. And this was your life. This is kind of funny, but check it out.
Fair use, fair use. It is funny.
Celestial, see if Jalen's name is in the book. Quickly. And let's see if he's worthy to spend eternity with me.
You mean the book of life?
Yes.
I'm in there. Oh, yeah. I'm in there. What up, Gabriel? Gabriel. This is self-explanatory. Come on, Celestial. Celestial, you're taking a long time.
All I ever wanted out of you was faith. That's it. And I wanted you to trust me. But you never trusted me. You never fully had trust in me at any point, and that's all I ever wanted out of you.
Hold on. Now, Lord, now, you know, I trusted you. What? My pops is a pastor. Mama first lady. Look, I've been in church my whole life. Look, I got my church card is platinum. I got the platinum card.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the scripture when I say that many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, haven't I done X, Y, and Z? This means absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Well, listen. I'd have been through some stuff. You don't know the half of well, you do know the half. You know.
Dog it.
I can't even lie.
Well, for the first time, you're actually honest. Wow. It took this whole time for you to even have that 100% honest revelation.
God, listen. If you would just find it in your heart to send me on, I ain't killed nobody. I ain't beat down people. I was a good person. I wasn't stealing. You know how many people I saw steal? You know how many people I saw that done killed somebody? I ain't did none of that stuff.
And here you are standing before me talking about everybody but you. You are leaking selfishness. That's why we're here.
Shoot, you got a point there. You can't fool God, fool. He know everything. You can't. And Jesus, you real quiet.
And what would you have for me to say?
Yeah, I thought when I was down on the earth, it said you supposed to be my lawyer. You ain't talked this whole time.
There's nothing to defend. You haven't prayed in the last 15 years. Except for my Lord when he eats. Except for he takes a bite and then he prays.
No, I can explain. Celestial. Look again. I can explain that, Jesus. Listen, because why would I pray? I don't want to give you no secondhand prayer because it don't make sense. It just don't make sense if I chew my food already and then I try to pray. That don't make sense, right?
I still interceded for you, even though a lot of those foods you were eating, you could have dropped dead from.
You got it. Listen, y'all can't send me to hell. I can't do heat. You know me, God, you definitely know me personally. I can't stand out in the heat. I was always a big one. I was big. So, I was at the point in life where I had heat strokes almost because I couldn't stand the heat. So which they go,
Oh, trust me, the body that my Father and I have prepared for you is meant to withstand from everlasting to everlasting. So you're going to be on rotisserie for eternity. And you won't burn up. Surprise. I mean, you would have known that if you had listened to your father on earth, who I made a pastor. Father, I rest my case.
Y'all cold-blooded. That's cold. You know what? Just destroy my being then. How about that? Just destroy me. I don't even want to do me worse. I don't even want to go to hell. How about you just destroy me so I'm just gone forever? How about that? Destroy my soul, spirit, destroy it all. Because at this point, if you're going to send me, ain't no point in me even existing, period. So just the thought that you had, revoke that. Is that possible?
Gabriel, take him to the hottest part.
No. Hold on. God.
Where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Was that your life, Mishpachah? Was that your life? It's a little comical, the way that he brought things out. But yeah, Brother Barry, that's some very serious things. And, we have to really stop and consider when we have opportunity to live right before our King that we don't play around with that thing, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we don't have any further things. Tomorrow night, again, we're not going to have any Friday Night Live. We're going to be taking a break. But we will be on the Saturday night gathering.
The Hebrew Hangout.
The Hebrew Hangout on the prayer line at 8 o'clock, Most High willing. So if y'all can want to come out there and, as they say, chop it up. What are we chopping up?
Whatever the Mishpachah is.
Why we say chopping up, though? Well, what is it that we're chopping up? Chopping what?
Words.
What are we chopping, sis? Okay, I don't know.
Words.
Anyway, we're going to get together and just spend some time with each other, all right?
Breaking bread, like sister. Yep, breaking bread.
Okay, what kind of bread we're going to break? Because, Israelites going to have white bread or wheat.
So sourdough.
Okay, anyway, you have to work, Stangy? Okay. All right, well, we're going to close up with a word of prayer. Stay in tune with what's going on around the world. Make sure that you remain vigilant. And you all have Brother O'Shea's email for the songs. But if you need a place to escape,
Rebbe, if you need his address, just let me know.
That's going to be the real Hebrew Hangout.
I put a pin so you can all show up at the Rebster's address.
Celeste. All right. Let's have a word of prayer, Mishpachah. Ella's going to close out with prayer. Hallelujah.
Our dear Heavenly Father, as we bow before your throne, returning thanks, Father, we acknowledge ourselves as nothing. Father, forgive us for all of our sins. As we close up, Father, today, we want to thank you for spending the time with you in your words. Help us, Father, to be mindful of these words that were spoken, that we take everything that was said and apply it to our lives. Give us a heart of repentance, all of us. We thank you for our teachers, our reader. We pray that we bless them. Continue to bless us, continue to guide us, continue to lead us into righteousness. We present the offerings that is given to you. We pray that thou may bless it, Father, and remember those that could not give. You know everything, Father. We pray that thou may provide for them. At another time like this, we all will give together. And we ask, Father, to bless all of us with your blessing from above. Bless the food we are about to partake. Bless us throughout the rest of the day and protect us as we journey, as we drive, as we do whatever we have to do. Today, rest, especially. Help us to continue to serve you all the rest of the days of our life, because we thank you. Through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Let the words of our mouth, meditation of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight,
O Abba Yahweh, who is our strength and our Redeemer.
Till next time, we love you all. Stay strong, stay sharp. We say shalom, mishpachah.